It's time for another TBR. Let's grab the jar. Okay. As far as intros goes, that's not my weirdest one. Surely not. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if we haven't met before. I like to make little YouTube videos here, and that's all. She loves books. I am running out of prompts for my TBR jar, so I do need to replenish this soon. But I'm just gonna pull out 5 prompts because the 6th book is my book club book. So we're gonna use 5 prompts to pick our TBR for the month of April. Can't believe we're in April already. A book with fake dating trope. I'll have to think about this. Okay, I know everybody and their mother, brother, sister have read this, but I'm gonna go with Funny Story by Emily Henry. I actually don't know much about this other than the fact that it is a fake dating story. I've only read one Emily Henry book. I know, sue me, but I have 4 of them on my shelf to be read. So I would love to read this one. I've also been told by a lot of my friends that like Miles is my kind of guy. So I'd like to check out Miles as my kind of guy. And the other thing is that I waited forever. I just got this book because I need all of them to be paperbacks. Because the first 3 I bought were paperbacks. So I was waiting for this one to come out in paperback, and it finally did. And her new book's coming out. So I need to start reading some more of these. But yes, I know that this has a fake dating trope. Anything else that I know about it? Nope. Don't know anything else. Next prompt. Okay. A historical fiction novel. Ooh. You're tired of me, you're tired of me. Broken Fiddle, The Women by Kristen Hanna. It was one of the top books of the year last year, and favorite by many of my friends and loved ones. Also has been on so many TBRs at this point, it's getting ridiculous, but let's get her in there. Let's see. Okay, book number 3. A book with male main character. I've never met a boy before. I say as my dog is staring at me. You're a boy. I literally don't know if I have one, you guys. Girl, 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 what? Girl? I'm ridiculous. I've heard so many amazing things about. Calm down. Calm down. Sorry, I have a cold. I've heard so many amazing things about this. It's called Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. It just came out. I bought it immediately, but I haven't read it yet, obviously, because I just bought it. When you've been set up to lose everything you love, what is there left to fight for? If you aren't familiar with the Hunger Games series, this might be a spoiler, but Haymitch is one of the victors from District 12, and he's like the mentor in the Hunger Games trilogy. So this is the prequel about how he won his Hunger Games. And as we know, his Hunger Games was the 50th Hunger Games, so it was one of the quarter quells. And in his, they sent double the contestants from every single district. And we know that he won, which means he either killed or watched twice as... Hey, mommy's filming. So we know that he either killed or watched, like, so many contestants die. How did he win? I don't know, but I can't wait. I've heard oh my gosh, I've heard so many good things about that. It was meant to be. Okay, 3, 2 more. I pulled out 2, okay. Sue me. A book with a number in the title. This might take a second. Okay, I literally only had one book on my TBR shelf that had a number in it, and it's called The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. Basically, this girl is the 13th child in her family, which means her life is like promised to the gods, and the god of death is the one that comes to pick her up and claim her. And so the god of death gives her a gift, and that is the gift of healing, and he gives her the power to deduce what ailment each patient has, but with every gift obviously comes a price. And so with this gift, she also can tell when a sick patient is going to be claimed by death himself. So she's tasked with like ending their lives so that they don't suffer when death comes to call. And eventually she somehow gets involved in the kingdom, and she's sent to the kingdom to be a healer because the prince himself is sick. So she knows when he's gonna die, but she doesn't know if she can like end his life herself. So such a weird, interesting plot. I don't know, and this is like skulls and stuff. I don't know, I'm just really excited. I don't think I've ever read a book quite like this. I have dabbled in like the Greek mythology, like the gifts of the gods, but it's been a while since I've been in this kind of world. And apparently it's also like a fairy tale retelling. What fairy tale? I don't know. Maybe you know. I don't. But yeah, The 13th Child. Okay, last prompt. Let's see. Book set in the decade you were born. in the 90s? Ugh, I'm gonna look real quick. Okay, I literally went through every single book on my TBR shelf, and with minimal research, I'm cheating a little bit, and I'll tell you why in a second. I will be reading The Favorites by Lynn Fargo because this is set the closest to when I was born. So they said like 2000 onward, and I was born in the late 90s. So for me, this is the closest, and the people in the book, in the ice skating community, would be closer to my age. So I'm counting it, and you're gonna let me, okay? You're gonna let me, because genuinely no one wants to write a book about the 90s yet. I think the 90s will become cool and niche maybe in another 10 years, but right now the 90s are really not anything that anyone's getting excited about, it seems like. So, Favorites by Lynn Fargo. Now this is cheating because this was already on my TBR stack, and you're like, Hannah, you haven't talked about it yet. That's because it's our book club book over on Patreon Book Club. So if you want to join that, as always, link below. However, I don't usually pull prompts for it because I just know that I'm going to read it. If you aren't familiar with Favorites by Lynn Fargo, this has been given accolades saying it's a lot like Daisy Jones and the Six, which 5-star read for me, and a lot like Magnolia Parks, which again 5-star reads for me. So it's definitely interview style, following like the story after like the Winter Olympics, where I think one of the ice skaters is attacked, question mark, similar to like the Tanya Harding situation. Anyway, so The Favorites by Lynn Fargo. I'm really interested. I love the interview style. I just power skimmed through it just now, and the chapters are short and there's a lot of dialogue, so I'm really interested to read that. So we'll add that to the stack. But since I kind of cheated, and by kind of I mean totally cheated, I'm gonna pull one more prompt to get one more book off my shelf. A book with more than 300 pages. Now that's rude because these all have more than 300 pages. But alas, I'll find one. Okay, I have this as a library book, so sorry there's probably glare on it, it's hard to read, but I have chose Junie by Erin Crosby Eckstein. It's like 350 something pages, and I really want to read it. I almost made this a book club book a couple months ago because I thought the plot was really interesting. So essentially, this teenage girl is a slave on a plantation in Alabama, and when she finds out that the daughter of that family is going to have an arranged marriage, which means that she would then have to move to another plantation, she does something desperate and somehow awakens her sister's ghost. Her sister is helping her, but then she's also trying to help her sister like move on and actually pass back on because she awakened her as a ghost. But then I believe that there is like a love story plot as well, and Judy's going to have to make some hard choices about her life and her freedom and her love and her sister who's a ghost. Kind of weird and intriguing. Like, and I don't always love like a historical fiction with like magical realism in it, but I think I'm gonna enjoy this one. It doesn't sound like anything I've ever read before, and it's got a lot of amazing reviews. I see it's Good Morning America book club book. Who knew? Not me. I know now. But that concludes our lineup, so let's review, shall we? This month I will be reading Funny Story by Emily Henry, The Favorites by Lynn Fargo, The 13th Child by Aaron A. Craig, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, The Women by Kristen Hanna, and Junie by Erin Crosby Eckstein. That concludes my April TBR. Oh my gosh, it's a very tall stack, but I really look forward to reading all these books, and I hope to see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.